All right, welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together, that if each one would reach one, we can all grow and glow. And today is just another beautiful day, another wonderful day to be on the show. I'm super excited. We just came off of the We Be Jamming Live April edition, and we had a wonderful time. If you missed it, I'm telling you, go back and make sure you hit the replay and check it out. We had some I mean amazing guests on the stage, and we had a fun time last night. So definitely make sure you go back and hit the replay for the We Be Jamming Live April episode, because we had a really good time. And part of that is not only that we had a good time, but now my guest today was one of the artists in the show last night, and that's a true blessing. So we got to hear some beautiful music, and then we get to find out about the artists behind the music, and I'm looking forward to that today. So I want to get him up on the stage, but before then, we're going to kick off with a little highlight, and then we're going to get him up on the stage. So let's see if we can get him on the stage, or at least show the highlight first. Let's go.
This. It'll be out sometime later. Sometimes you never really follow through, doing the things you said you would.
All right, I got my guest Corduroy Brown on the stage. How you doing, Corduroy Brown?
Hey, good to see you, man. Good to be here with you.
Oh man, I'm super excited to have you on the stage, and I appreciate you being here on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. We just got to see some of the clips that you sent in, and you're amazing. You're amazing. You got such a happy spirit as you perform and moving around that stage, and your stage presence is awesome. So I'm so happy to have you up here with me today.
And thank you so much. And I love what you're doing too for so many different artists around our area. Like, it's so hard to break through. So, that's where people like you come in and help us get, even more eyeballs on what we're doing. So, man, thank you as well.
Oh no, like I said, we had you on that We Be Jamming Live last night, and like I said, you top 10, top 10. Well, it was only 12, so no, for sure, for sure. I'm a true fan now, and I didn't even know you was there, so I'm so glad that you allowed me to share your channel, because it allowed me to see your mastery as far as playing the. So I don't want to get it wrong. Are you playing the bass? Are you playing with it?
No, I'm on guitar for this one. We're a three-piece band. Yeah.
See, I'm always thinking the guitar is the wooden guitar with the strings, no chords, this and that. So that's why I get confused. So now, what is the difference, real quick, before we get started?
Yes,
so
I mean,
you on the guitar. So is someone on the bass?
Yeah, so Chris Barker is my best friend. He's on bass, and we've been playing music since, oh my gosh, 2010 together. We can finish each other's sentences, and he handles the bass side of things, and I handle the 6-string guitar side of things. Sometimes acoustic, sometimes electric, and then our drummer Jacob Barr is on the drums. And it's been cool to see it evolve as a 3-piece, and we're starting to kind of mesh pretty well, I think, at this point.
Everything I seen, yeah, you could tell that y'all compliment each other so well. Matter of fact, it's one of your videos, and we're gonna see it later today. But yeah, it's just a move that y'all made in that video, and I was like, man, that is. I had to keep rewinding right in that one spot. So I don't know if you get watch hours for a person watching the same thing over and
Yeah.
over, but if so, you'll get a lot of clicks on that one because that was
Nice.
so cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Corduroy Brown?
Yeah, so Corduroy Brown is me, but I guess it's technically the name of the band as well. I am Corduroy, and then the band is Corduroy, and anyone that does stuff with us is part of Corduroy at that point. You know, who knows? But yeah, I mean, I've played music since 2007 and 2008. My mom got me an acoustic guitar, the kind of guitar you were talking about earlier, with the wooden body and everything, in like 2008, and yeah, I grew up in church, so I was always around music, but you know, and not really many people in my family are musical, so I don't know where that bug came from. But man, I've just been around music my entire life by choice, I think, at this point. So it's kind of cool to see how it can evolve, and even through maybe like 2000, 14, 15, I started traveling with a band called the Dividends, and us and a band from here called the Heavy Hitters, I think, did several shows.
Oh yeah.
After that, man, Dividends kind of parted ways, and Corduroy kind of became a thing. So it's cool just to see. I don't know, like I just don't. You'll probably hear me say this all the time, but I don't take it for granted the fact that like anyone cares at all. It blows me away that people come to shows and sing our songs. Like it just truly blows me away, man.
Right. Well, they definitely the songs are catchy, and that your attitude and spirit is, I think, what drives people because it's just you look like you're having a good time. It really do look like you're having a good time, and it's not even like it's a putting on a show. It's like you're up there just enjoying yourself, and we just allowed to come along. So that's what it is. It's like we're going to do this regardless. If it was no one understand, we still going to do this and have a good time doing it. And that's I think sometimes what catches a lot of people. So if you could share with us what was it like in your childhood? Because you said 2008, 2009 is when you got the guitar, but I'm gonna say you're a little bit older than 2008. Excuse me, 2008, 2009. So what was it like as a kid? What was it like for you,
Yeah,
Corduroy?
I mean, my family, I feel I was talking to one of my friends today about how lucky I am, man. I mean, I grew up with incredible parents, and they're still with us today. And my parents are actually part of our merch team, and people love Mama and Papa Corduroy.
Yeah.
It's they're their own celebrities at this point. But I mean, growing up, man, I feel beyond blessed because I mean, I never had to want for anything, and my parents worked their butts off to make sure that me and my brothers like had what they needed, and I don't take that for granted, man. It's crazy. Like you when you get older, I mean, I'm in my 30s now. I'm gonna be 35 this year. When you start getting older, you start realizing like how much your parents and other people around you did as you were a kid to grow up. And I grew up in Chesapeake, Ohio, and we have a school. I think the school class that I graduated in had like 98 people in the graduating.
Oh wow. Okay.
Super
Yeah.
small
Yeah.
town, and Huntington's right across the bridge. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty small town feel, growing up.
All right. Right. So you say now you're saying you're not too far from Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah,
So you said
that's where
across
I'm
the
at
bridge.
now. Yeah, yeah.
So you're in Huntington, West Virginia. Okay. All right. So what was it like? I guess between the bridges. What is that? The Canal River? Is that what's separating the two?
The Ohio River
That's the Ohio River.
separates Chesapeake and Huntington. So,
Okay.
Chesapeake is like Huntington light. You know what I mean? Like you might as well be from Huntington if you're from Chesapeake.
Got you. Okay. All right. So that's the big city. So for those who don't know, that might be out in the chat. I know Huntington, West Virginia is where Marshall University is. So, and all of this is still part of, I guess it's the Appalachian Mountain region and that valley. I do remember that part, not as far up as Huntington, but that West Virginia vibe, that West Virginia inside the mountain range and the coal mines and
Oh
all of
yeah.
those good things. So yeah, I do remember those from my college days because I did go to West Virginia Tech University. So that was one of the schools I went to down a little little south, I guess what you would say, or east. I'm not even sure what it is, but it's not in Huntington.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I do remember being in Huntington, and we do know the Heavy Hitters band. They have been on this stage before, and they perform. So having them, and then you saying you've been a part of them, that's awesome. As far as working with them, so was you wasn't ever in their band though, was
Well, now that you bring that up, yeah, I actually played guitar for Heavy Hitters a couple times back in the
it?
day. Like it just feel like when I was in the dividends, I was kind of like a ranger. I'd travel a lot and play with a lot of different bands.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, I jammed with Heavy Hitters a few times actually. Now that I remember that.
Right, right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The Heavy Hitters is they're awesome. I mean, they're awesome. You're awesome, but we're starting to get their starting to get their groove and their vibe and all, and they're you can see that they're growing as well. So that's cool that y'all linked up, and y'all is I guess it's a small community in that area as far as music, or is it? I mean, what would you say?
Yeah, Huntington's. I mean, it's not a big city, but I mean, like I will say the music scene, people do know about the Huntington music scene. You know, when we go on the road, like we were in Knoxville, I think a couple weeks ago, and people knew about Huntington and they knew some of the bands that were from here that had kind of, got big and stuff. But the cool thing about the scene here is that there's so much support from everyone. And I think it's like this anywhere though. It's like the people who support each other are going to be the ones that are doing the more, valuable things and growing. And the people that, want to down talk everybody or, make it a competition. Like those are the people, the competition only happens at the bottom. Huntington has such a supportive scene and it's cool to see that, man. It is a tight knit community.
Well, and that's cool because that's something that we deal with in the content creating world. Like I tell a lot of people, I'm not in competition with you. I just want to enjoy myself, getting on the stage, meeting new people, and things like that. So I don't have to try to put your show down, your talent down, or whatever. We are here having a good time. So that's what it's all about. So now, are you? I want to say, do you look at yourself as a professional musician? Is that what your profession, or is this your hobby and you have a 9 to 5 type thing?
Well, it's kind of honest. I mean, I know a lot of people who are kind of doing burning it at both ends, So I do have 9 to 5, and but music is becoming a thing where it's like, man, it's tricky to balance both things because I mean we're kind of weekend warriors. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, travel back Sunday, kind of thing. And I love health insurance,
Mhm.
steady job. So uh,
Right.
I know a lot of people who kind of do it that way, and it kind of allows you to do music in a way that you don't have to rely on it and you don't become resentful towards music because,
Mm.
as much as I would love to be touring nonstop, it is hard.
Right. Right. Okay.
Being on the road is difficult and it has its great moments and it's fun, but it will wear you out. And I feel
Yeah.
fortunate to do festivals and shows like, like I said, the other day, we got to go to Knoxville and Lexington and Corbin, Kentucky, and a couple other places. And just in the trip. And it's amazing, but it is nice to come back and sleep in your own bed and then, have a steady paycheck too.
No, no, I can look. I can imagine that. This is a hobby here for me. But I can tell anybody if YouTube decide to start paying me, I'm gonna cash that check. But at the same time, I do have to go to my 9 to 5 to get things done. And you're right. I love health insurance as well. So yeah. And if those who don't understand that is when you go to that 9 to 5 and they cover your benefits and things like that. So you got to make sure that you put your priorities in order. To like, okay, this is fun, but at the same time, this is what paid my bills. So we're gonna take a quick break. We got some people that's out there, and some that some I know. I see they're coming in through Facebook and YouTube. So I see Laura Ross. You might know that one, and I'm seeing Desi. How you doing, Desi? Coming in. So is it Kawana Brown?
That's my mama. What's
Yeah,
up,
mom.
mama?
All right, all right. Hey, mom's in the house. Hey, mom, how you doing? See, B is out there doing her thing. B is better than Nightbot. So if you if you know about Nightbot, B is better than Nightbot. She drop
Nice.
links faster than Nightbot. She's all over it. So we thank B for being here. I'm seeing keep going up and check everybody. So it's Rusty Cochran.
Yeah. What's up,
Uh,
Rusty?
all right, Chris the Flash is here. Hey, Chris, how you doing? And thanks for coming on the Iron Shop and Iron Show. Niecy Jackson, and that's my aunt. So my aunt is here, Niecy Jackson. And I seen Sharon Jackson. That's my mother. So my mother's in the house.
Yeah.
So and that's good. So we're here with Corduroy Brown. If you didn't watch the We Be Jamming live last night, you missed a treat. But you didn't miss too much because we got him here on stage, and we're gonna play one of your songs if that's okay, and we're gonna have you break it down for us once we come back. So let me see if I can get this. So bear with me as I get this on the stage. So we're gonna get him up on the stage. We got you there, and then let me get it up and playing.
Take me where I wanna go. I don't really care, just as long as we get there. Walking on the water, don't you wanna just feel something? Damn, we're getting older and we're losing friends. Someday to say that it's human nature, making our decisions, burning bridges just where they stood. So good. Yeah, to figure it out. It's only feels so good. Everybody's talking shit, but they don't know. Read between the lines, cause it is what you make it. Water in the wine, it's okay to begin again. Yeah, I said it once, but I say it again. It's always the ones with familiar faces making their decisions just to feel something. Yeah, because they're around, so it feels so good. Yeah, you figure it out, so it feels. Take me where I wanna go. I don't really care, just as long as we get there. Walking on the water, but you wanna just feel something. Yeah, because I'm around, so it feels so good. Yeah, if you figure it out, so it feels so.
So growing
Off the mute. Sorry, yeah, get you off too. All right, we're back. We're back. I'm telling you, the part where y'all in it, y'all, you're playing just playing. You're playing the guitar, he playing the bass, and y'all just turn around each other. I play that thing over and over and over. It's just like it was just so cool how y'all did that. And it looked like I said, it looked like y'all were just having fun. So you had to practice it. I would think so, but if not, that's even better. So it's just that. But that's my favorite part. So.
Yeah, man, that's a new one called Getting Older. It should be on the next album. And I don't know why we started doing that. We started doing it live. I don't know why. And then it just became a thing. And I don't know. It's just a thing that happens.
Right. But no, look, don't take that out. That is so cool. Just to watch that. Yeah. So anyway, that's really cool. So now, do you write your own music, or do you have songwriters? How does this work?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a joint effort. I mean, I think I probably write most of the parts and most of the lyrics. All the guys have all chipped in, with all their parts, whether it be drums or bass or even harmonies or even extra lyrics. And so I kind of always build a blueprint for the song. And generally I'll record a demo of it myself and then take it to the guys. And then it kind of takes its own life there. It's then even when you play them live out, I mean, they start changing and evolving. So it's always interesting to see how I have old demos of songs. And even that song that we just heard, it sounded so different when I first started writing it.
Right. So how does it feel when you're watching yourself perform? Is that funny when you watch it, or you start critiquing yourself as you're doing it, or how does that go?
Well, it's kind of, there's like always a live critique because you notice us laughing and we're generally having a good time, right? But sometimes if you see us laughing on stage is because one of us has made like a weird note or something. So we always laugh because like I'll just kind of look over at Chris and say, I heard that. Like you'll see me cracking up.
Right.
But no, I mean, I feel like I was put on the earth to perform and do music, and even outside of me and promoting myself. If you take the ego out of it, which is hard to do sometimes, because I mean, you get all this, external validation sometimes. Like, I truly feel like our music, I know it helps people because I've gotten so many messages from people saying, hey man, like just watching you perform, or this song helped me out of a hard time. And I can't help but be joyous on stage because that's what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. That's cool. I mean, that's a good attitude to have with it, and then at the same time. So when did you realize that you were an entertainer? Like when did that hit? Like, I can do this thing. I can get on stage and do this.
I don't know, because I've always been a people person, like I'm just like my mom in that aspect. Like I think mom's still in the chat, but like I'm just like her as far as like she doesn't know any strangers, and I've always just been that. And I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I ever had like a light bulb moment for that necessarily, but I think you just grow it and change with it as it goes.
Right. Okay. All right. So now, if I was a musician, a young musician trying to get into the industry, what would your, I guess, suggestions be for me as a young entertainer?
So if you're just now getting into music as a young entertainer or young writer or musician, be true to yourself. And that sounds kind of vague off the top, but it's going to be so enticing to like follow trends and follow popular things. But like a song is good if it comes from you. Like the best advice I would give, if I could break it down, is just get out of your own way and write songs. Like there's always going to be people way better than you or way worse or whatever. There's millions of incredible musicians that can outplay me any day of the week. And the music is good because it comes from me, and the music is good because it comes from that person and that person. It is good if it comes from you, and get out of your own way. That's probably the best advice I'd give.
Wow. I mean, that's awesome advice, because I know a lot of times, even content creators, we get in our way. We stop ourselves from moving forward, or we think we're somewhere we're not. Even if you had a song that go viral, whatever, you still got to get in there. You still got to rehearse. You still got to practice. You still got to, like I say, be humble. If there was no one sitting in the audience, and listening to your music, then it's like how good is the music? Well, I had one hit song, and you do have a lot of one hit wonders. I hit one, but then it's like, what else did you do with that other than you blew up for that one? I always say that, and I have some musicians. Matter of fact, I have one that's my child is a musician, but I say I went to Las Vegas and I seen a whole lot of real good musicians on the street, and they had a cup in front of them, and it was like, hey, and they were playing some really good music, and I'm like, what are you doing here? But it's just waiting for that big break, waiting for that opportunity. And I think a lot of it is when what I saw from your videos, and I've never seen you perform live, but I'm watching the video that y'all having a good time, and that's where the fun comes in. That's where I love watching. I used to go to jam sessions just to watch a bunch of musicians get together and just jam out and have a good time playing the instruments and all. So now, what else do you play? Yeah, I've seen you play the guitar. Do you play any other instrument?
I can play a little bit. Yeah, I mean, mostly guitar and bass. I can play a little bit of piano. I generally play drums for like churches and stuff. I wouldn't call myself a drummer, but I can play the drums. But mostly, I mean, anything with strings I can figure out for the most part. But guitar is my most prominent thing that I'm probably most comfortable with.
Gotcha. And so do you look at yourself as being a singer? I know you sing in your songs, but would you put yourself, like, if we did, I don't know, maybe you have you ever done the national anthem or whatever at a place, or someone asked you to come in?
Man, I've been asked a few times, but it scares me way too much.
Oh, wow.
It's because that's just the one thing that you don't want to mess up. I mean, that's I have been asked, and I chickened out of it, and because I mean, it took a long time for me to get used to singing in front of people, and it's tricky. I mean, I'm not super confident with it yet, even now. I mean, so maybe one day I'll do a national anthem, but likely not.
Right. I got that. Look, it's funny because people ask and they say, because you'll get on stage, like I see you performing. I do a show twice a week, and then on Saturdays, and I can't sing, and that's why I say all the time I cannot sing. But I have sung before. Matter of fact, I've even won singing contests, but I think it was just because the competition was bad. Not that I was good. It's just the people that I was going against wasn't that good. But at the same time, you do get nervous. You get nervous before you get on the stage. You get nervous before, and I think that's a good thing. That's that humbling part of it. That I'm getting ready to perform. You did all your practice and rehearsing and all that goes with it. But at the same time, you're getting ready to perform, and you want to give people a good show. You want to put a good show out there, and because of that, you got to do. You get nervous. I get nervous every time I'm getting ready to do these shows. So just because you want to make it good, you want to make it a good show, and so I appreciate that. So I definitely appreciate that. So now tell me about being on the road. So I know that was out of self. So you're getting ready to go to somewhere. You're going to do a gig. How does that work? Do you have to pay out of pocket? Do you have to travel? How does that work?
That's probably the thing I've learned about the most in the past year was just the business side. And it's interestingly enough, the most exhausting part. Performing has become, that you get to become alive, when you perform, but the business side and money has been tricky. Because I mean, you hope that you can make enough, and hope that you can, get your stuff situated and ducks in order. But I guess there's two separate ways to look at that. Touring is hard, but it's also fun. Like you said, if we weren't playing for audiences, we would still be playing music. So there's times where, you have low turnouts and it's kind of a bummer, but you might meet one or two of those fans that had been dying to meet you and see you live that make it worth it, and I would never trade the time on the road with the guys, man, for anything. I mean, we're not millionaires because of music. We're not rich because of music, but it's worth it to live and experience and travel and do these things, man. Cause it's like, one day this is all gonna be gone. And I don't want to get to the point where I'm on my deathbed one day again and just say, man, I wish I would have done that. And
right.
It's just so worth it to pursue something that brings you to life. But yeah, I mean, touring is tricky. Touring is tricky though. I mean, it's a grind, and I wish that, we could do 2-month long runs, but it's just not where we're at yet. And not consistently where we're at rather. So it's a blessing and a curse a little bit.
All right. Okay. So now how are you already booked up, and what's your I guess, do you have a schedule that we could those who in here that might be in your area and they neck of the woods, was do you have anything coming up that you know?
Yeah, so we actually do have a couple somewhat local shows. We were in Charleston, West Virginia last night at the Capitol Theater. The next few that we have, we're actually going to be in Slade, Kentucky. It's an awesome place called the Pit House. Those are my favorite people on the earth. We'll be actually back in Charleston middle of May for something called Salt Fest, and then also at the Culture Center in in Charleston. Throughout, and I have these all posted on my Facebook and Instagram and all the places too, but
Okay.
we'll be in like Central Ohio, so like Hamilton, Ohio, then in like Pomeroy and Cincinnati kind of later in May, and I actually have a local show in Proctorville, Ohio, which is right next to Huntington, early June. So we're playing at a place called the R Campground with Keith Anderson. He's like a 90s country hit guy, so
Okay.
we have quite a bit, and we're getting ready to announce like a bunch more shows. We have show offers in 2026 as of now, so we got
Oh wow. Okay.
a bunch
Well,
more to
that's
announce
awesome.
soon.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. 2026, you're already booking them up. That's pretty cool. So what are your style? Do you feel that you're more country or you're rock, or I'm just more trying to figure what style are you trying to put out
So
to the people?
the ultimate thing I tell people is feel good. Like the whole goal when we perform is to make people forget about their problems, or maybe even address their problems, or just escape. You know, music, it should be an escape of some sort. So that's kind of what I tell people, feel good. Like I try to tell people, man, if you've ever heard of the Counting Crows or like Switchfoot or like kind of those 90s, 2000s bands that just like make you want to roll your windows down with a little bit of nostalgia, that's really what that's the music I grew up with. So that's kind of, I think by default, what we get into. So it's like rock with a little bit of Appalachian flavor, but not heavy rock. It's just feel good rock. I mean, that's how I would explain it.
Right. Now that's cool. That is cool. So now I've seen a video you did, and you had I'm gonna say it was an alligator or a crocodile. It was a baby, but so what was going on with that? So I do not remember alligators or crocodiles in West Virginia. So how did that come to be?
Yeah, there are no gators in West Virginia for sure. So that was for a song that we had called "Doing My Best," and it's our second most recent release. And we did a huge music video for it where we just had a blast. So a couple of my friends got us oh gosh, what is the name of the freaking place that has the reptiles in Barbersville? I'm blanking out. He's going to kill me. Andy's going to kill me for that. But there's a place in Barbersville, West Virginia, down the road. Not even Barbersville. Where is that called? Milton. One of those places in West Virginia. It's a reptile center, and he's awesome, man. And I told him we were going to do like an Indiana Jones style music video, and he was like, "Oh, do you want me to bring the snake?" And I was like, "Yes." So he brought a huge python named Brittany, and it was a 16-foot python. I think it weighed like 90 some pounds. And then he was like, "Oh, do you want the gator?" And I was like, "The what?" He was like, "I'll have the gator with me." I was like, "Yes, but yeah, I do want that." So that was part of the adventure scene for sure. For
that was, and it was a cool video to watch. And so I didn't want to pull all the bag of tricks out when we did the Weebie Jamming live last night, because I know we got the May show and the rest of the month, and I'm hoping that you will allow us to continue to use your music on those shows, so we can continue to promote you. But I didn't want to throw everything out there, and so I only pulled 2 songs of yours. So that one we're going to save. They said the Reptile House and Rescue and Hurricane.
I think it's called the zoo. It's the Zoology Zone Science Center. That's it.
Okay, Laura Ross was saying the Reptile House. So there it is. So it's zoology. So wait a minute, it's all over the place. So yeah, is that what it is? Okay, but that's cool. It's cool that. But it was a fun. It looked like y'all was having fun doing the video. And I was just like, when I was one of the first things I seen from you, and I was like, where they going with this? And like what part of West Virginia do you have a gator? And I saw the snake. I remember the snake now that you're saying that. So that's pretty cool. So now, did you do anything outside of music? During your high school years, or things like that. Well, if it wasn't for music, or if it wasn't music, what would you be doing?
So I mean, I played sports like crazy going through high school, and I just got really burnt out.
Yes.
I played basketball in Chesapeake basketball. It was year round, and you really didn't get a break from it. And so I think I just got burnt out with that, man. And I found music, and that kind of really took over from there. But my main thing that I do, and even in high school, I do videography and content creation. So I actually worked at our TV station here called WSAZ for 6 years, and I do videography for an ad agency here in town. So I've always been kind of like a nerdy camera guy with gadgets and all kinds of stuff. So I think my dream job is like National Geographic. Like I want to see a cheetah like take down a gazelle. Like
Right.
that's like that's like if I could like daydream a little bit, that would be awesome.
Oh wow, that's great. That's nice. It may be nice to be able to do that. Say your dream job. How far have you traveled to play or to perform? What's the, I guess, the furthest? I know I heard a lot of Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio. Where else have you been out and to see?
I think the furthest maybe last year or the year before would have been up in Amherst, Wisconsin.
Mm.
We did a cool run through Indiana and Chicago and Wisconsin, and then technically I've played on cruise ships in the middle of the ocean. Not that, I wasn't booked on there, but technically I did play. So I guess if you want to count, the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, that's probably the farthest I've ever played music.
So wait a minute, you was on a cruise and you played? Is that what happened? Or
yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't booked on the boat, as Corduroy, but there's a bunch of other bands that were just doing jam sessions and stuff, and I kind of popped in and was jamming with the bands and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. Now that is cool. So now I guess for that to happen, either you used somebody else's instrument or you took your instrument with you. So,
yeah. I think I took one for that one.
All right. So you was going on a cruise and you had no intention, or it wasn't booked to play, but you took your guitar with you. Is that normal to always have your guitar with you?
Generally, yeah. I mean, and it was a boat where it's like it's called. They actually do music festival cruises like on the ocean. The company. A company called Sixth Man does these cruises that are literally music festivals at sea. So I was like, well, let's just in case,
Nah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, because I always look at a person that's, if you're real at your craft, you would always have your stuff with you. So I like to play golf, so you don't have to look far for me to have my golf clubs. I love to bowl, so you don't have to look far for me to have my bowling balls or whatever. So, and if you was a basketball player, there'll be a basketball somewhere. And if you're a musician, there should be an instrument somewhere so that you can, as soon as you see, oh, y'all jamming? All right, I'm in, and you're playing. So yeah, so now there's nothing wrong with that. So, and you said no one in the family really had the music bug, and so, and your mom just out of the blue bought you a guitar, or you just said, hey, I want a guitar?
Well, I think my mom's brother Butch. I thought if mom's still in the chat, I think maybe he played saxophone or something, but I never saw it. That was just hearsay. Never got a chance to see it. And I think just where I was surrounded by music my whole life is really what got me interested in it. There's a lady named Nadine Hamrick who went to Rockwood Baptist Church, and she would sing harmonies and do all these things. And I was always just so intrigued by her because she was like, man, she's just so talented. And I don't remember if I asked mom for a guitar. I think she knew that I was really interested, but she got me a Fender CD60 acoustic guitar. It was black, and from a pawn shop called Mac and Dave's here in Huntington. Mac and Dave's is no longer in business, but I remember that Christmas morning, man. That was crazy.
Right. Oh yeah. Look. Yeah. Was it wrapped or was it just sitting over under the tree?
Oh, good question.
I'm trying to see how you wrap a guitar. Like, I already know what it is.
Yeah. I can't see that. I can't remember, honestly.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. It's good. Hey, so let me see. Laura Ross say, who is your inspiration or idol? So who inspires you?
So I mean, I'm a huge Green Day and Paramore fan. Those are people that as far as performing, especially, I mean, Green Day, Billy Joe's in his 50s now, and he's still running around the stage like he's, 21. Yeah. But I feel like those Paramore and Green Day made music because they made music how they wanted to make it. They didn't follow trends. And they kind of just were true to themselves. And I feel like that's, when you write a song, you have to perform that song until who knows how long. So it just makes sense to make music that you want to make. And I feel like Paramore and Green Day and there's a bunch of other bands and artists that I love, but those are the first two that come to light. There's also a guy from our region called John R. Miller who writes grown man songs. I say that all the time, and he's just phenomenal. And John R. is a huge inspiration because, again, he's just true to himself, man. I think any artist who's just true to themselves and not just putting on a, there's a performance aspect to it, sure. And there are super successful people that are singing songs they never wrote, but there's so much more professional and genuine attachment when you are making your own art and perfecting it.
Wow. I think I want to say your mom put it in the chat. She gave your answer to the music. So it says grandma played the organ for First Baptist Church. Butch played every instrument in high school band and was a drum major, and mama played the trumpet.
I didn't know those bottom two things. I never knew that.
Wow. Okay. Well, see, we learn something every day. There it is right there. So some people had the book and look, and the uncle playing every instrument. Wow. That's pretty cool. That is really good. So that's what's up. So maybe it wasn't on the stage like you were because there's a marching bands and all, but at the same time, that musical, they could see that you had the twinkle. They could see it like he got it. They get him an instrument, he got it. You can see him walking around, holding a broom in his hand, playing the broom. It's like, yeah. Nah, I got you. That's what's up. So that's cool. So we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna recognize some people with that's in the chat. We're gonna drop a couple of commercial, I call them commercials, but we're just recognizing some of the people that support this channel. And then we're going to come back and talk to Corduroy Brown in one brief second. So I just want to recognize Laura Ross again is out there. Say Kimberly Howard, we out there. Kawana Brown, the Heavy Hitters band is here. Hey, Heavy Hitters. B is still working hard out there. Desi, thank you. Sharon Jackson, Nisi Jackson, it's still going up there. Krista Flash, hey, and thank you for being here on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. And I don't want to miss anybody. It looks like Gina Murray or Jenny Murray, if I get that right. And then we thank everybody that's been here. So we're going to drop a quick one, Corduroy, and we'll be right back in a brief second. So let me get this out there. All right, we're back on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. Got my man Corduroy Brown with me, and we just learned some things about his family musical abilities, and that's cool though. And it's done. So we're gonna play one more song, one of your songs, if that's all right. You're gonna break it down for us and tell us how it goes. Let me see if I can get it up. I think I got it, and I hope so. Yeah, I think I got it. Let's see how it go. Bear with me. It's a little tougher to do it when they're, but we'll get it up, get it going. And I think I got you up there. There we go. All right, let's get it going.
Summer, give me back east where the winters are cold. Said I had to leave for a minute. Had to find a way to make it on my own. Well, I wandered for miles, always searching for something. We weathered the storm, and somehow came up with nothing. Guess I'm better than I used to be. All I know, said I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I don't know, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Maybe I should keep on dreaming. It'll only last for a season, I'm told. Holding on my hope I've gathered. Maybe none of it really matters, who knows? I guess I'm better than I used to be. All I know, said I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Well, I don't know, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I believe it now. You came here in now. I've seen it with my own eyes. I believe it now. You came here in now. Hallelujah, the beat just fine. Well, I don't know, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Well, all I know, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. All I know, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I don't know, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
All right. All right. Everybody can get started. Amazing. 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 I'll tell you, I'm a true fan. So you don't have to, if anyone asks you if you got any fans, you got one. I can tell you that. So he's like, Big Jack story time. Yeah, Big Jack. Big Jack is a fan. Like I'm telling you, I watched the video and I watch it over and I watch it several times, but one of the big ones was the hat.
Oh,
and
man.
The hat was coming off your head and you tried to fix it, you tried to adjust it, he just took it off and threw it. And I'm like,
Yep.
that and I don't even think you missed a beat. I like you was in the middle of a call it what it call it. I don't know what it call it, but you stroked the guitar and took a hat off all at the same time. And I'm like, man, amazing. So that's what's up. That is cool. Oh yeah. So what was that the behind of the song? Was there any meaning behind the song when you was writing it?
Yeah, I mean, the Doing My Best track, it's been one that I think resonates with everybody, and it's been cool to see people singing that one. Even, I mean, we were in Indianapolis a couple weeks ago, and people that I didn't know were singing it, and that's just wild to me still. And so I guess the whole idea for Doing My Best is, no one knows what they're doing. There's people that pretend. There's people that act like they got it figured out, but no one really does. And the whole idea is that, learn how to give yourself grace and that doesn't mean just slack and get behind on things, but no one has it figured out. And there's going to be days where you can run a marathon, and there's going to be days where you can barely get out of the bed to do your laundry. So, I mean, sometimes I think we make life so hard and we put so much pressure on ourselves because of any number of reasons. But that was a song I think I just wrote for myself to just say, man, I got to take a step back. I'm not doing nearly as badly as I feel like I am. And you just see everyone on the internet presenting their best selves, and it's just like, you know what? Maybe my life don't look like that. I'm just doing my best, dog, and that's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. Doing my best. Man. I mean, I appreciate you sharing that and what it means, because it definitely has a flow and it has a message. And I knew it had to be something behind it. Like you say, many times, and I would say that to anybody, is like when you can look in that mirror at the end and say, okay, I put it all out there. I did what I could do. I did my best. And that's all you can do. Sometimes it works out for you, and sometimes it don't. But at the same time, you got my best. I was an athlete, so I played a little bit of sports in high school and college and things like that. And that was my biggest thing. When the game was over, I didn't leave. I didn't take anything with me. I left it all out on the field. And that's win, lose, or draw. You got all I could give you. And that's what I see when I'm watching your videos. That now, because you gave me the insight, I seen you smiling at your partner. So was that somebody made a muffle or whatever?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly what happened.
Right,
I mean, sometimes we're just having a good time and cracking up, and so we were doing those recordings, and it's actually Blinko Glass, and they're in Milton, West Virginia, and it's weird when you do those recordings because there's no audience, so like sometimes you just don't have anything to feed off of. So sometimes if I can see Chris or me, even myself, or even Jacob, I'll kind of give them that kind of like, all right, come on, we're doing it. You know what I mean? So I think I made a mess up, and then I wanted to make sure Chris didn't hear it because he didn't look at me. So I kind of gave him that, and he was like, oh yeah, I heard that. There was a subtle acknowledgement there.
Right. Okay. That's cool. It's cool because you gave us the insight. So that's like what the show is about. So now we get to know little things. So if I'm watching a video and I see it, I'm like, okay, that was there was a hiccup right there, whatever. But because y'all professionals, you wouldn't know it. I mean, if you didn't tell me that up front, I would have definitely never caught on to that. So that's pretty cool to have that. So it says Mama and Papa Brown were on the recording, but we can't sing. So is that they
Yeah, they came in track. They actually were in the studio when we did the studio version of the song. There's a choir section, like kind of 3/4 of the way in, and Mom and Dad were on it. My girlfriend Simone, Faith was on it. Chris, there's a bunch of people on the choir section, but Mom and Dad were on the song.
Okay, all right. So now it's funny because when you did the video we just watched, there was no choir. So, but you said there's a choir section for that song. Okay.
Yeah, on the track. Yeah.
Well, on the track. Okay. All right. That's pretty cool. That's so now is that just supporters, or do you have your own, like, do you take your backup singers with you or things like that?
No, I mean, that was like kind of a group effort, and I knew that I kind of wanted a choir section for that part of the song. But when we tour, I mean, we just go as a 3-piece. So it kind of, the live sound changes here and there. So it becomes a big choir if you can get everyone singing along. Though I will say that.
Right. You're right. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. So now, have you been invited back to, I guess, the churches and all to perform?
Yeah, I mean, I actually play at a church called C3 in South Point, and I think that's actually how I met your son. Jaron was through a church back, gosh, man, back in the day now. But and there's just, we've all played in so many different capacities. It was just like, oh yeah, I know Alan or Corduroy, and I know Jaron from this, and I know Lance, and blah 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 blah. So, but I do play in a church every Sunday anyway, so by default.
Now, you said your bass player is your best friend. Is that from y'all became best friends because of your music, or was y'all best friends and you both got into music?
Well, we were slacking in college and goofing off in a math class, and I don't know how we got partnered together, but he was also in the media program that we were doing, so we just kind of became best buds. And that's my homie, man. He knows everything good, everything bad about me, and but through music, I mean, that's like our life now. We get to share the stage, so Yeah, man, he's been through it all.
Okay, now how did the band form? Was it just like, hey, let's start a band? Or I know you said you play with other groups, but then it's like, we're gonna start our own band and we're gonna do our own thing. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Well, it's like, so whenever I was in a band called the Dividends, Chris eventually had joined that band to play bass, and when that kind of dissolved, some time had passed, and me and Chris would get together and jam a lot, and so we always were, again, like you were saying earlier, we were playing music even when we didn't have audiences to play to. Me and Chris would learn albums front to back just to learn them together, so I think Corduroy started. I mean, I don't know why Corduroy started. I mean, I'm glad it did, but I've had these songs in my soul for so long, and Chris was always going to be the first person I called to say, "Hey, man, can we bring this to life?" And we've had some band members change here and there, but that's kind of natural. But the 3-piece that we have now, I mean, is pretty tight how it is.
That's right, yeah. And we talked a lot about you and of course the bass player, but the drummer. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, when I first seen him, he doesn't look like a drummer, but it's like, maybe a linebacker or something like that. But they're like, man, this man can beat them drums. He's playing. So where did he come in? And I don't know if you can introduce him. Who he is? Who's your drummer? Who's your bass player?
His name's Jacob Barr. So he actually played either halfback or fullback for Wayne High School, and Wayne High School. I mean, they were all like, country fed big dudes that were 6'90" in high school and 300 pounds. Right. But no, he played in metal bands back in the day, actually, and his favorite group is called Avenged Sevenfold, and they're like heavy metal. And so it's an interesting mix because you have me, who's like kind of more like just vibe and feel good. Chris on bass is into like a band called Primus and things like that, where it's this kind of chaotic, weird. And then Jacob's got like the heavy metal. So bringing us all together, it's interesting how the sounds evolve. And there's times where Chris is like, we should do this. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then Jacob's like, no, let's do this. And I'm like, well, and then I'll bring some, you know what I mean? It's a cool combination of all the different genres and flavors.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like y'all having fun. I mean, that's what again, I've said it a lot because that's what I'm seeing. I see the joy that y'all have. So now help me with the new AI and a lot of songs being written via AI and all. So how do you feel about that? As far as is it a tool that you would use, or you say I stay away from it?
No, I mean, as far as creating art, I think AI is poison. I think it's garbage. I mean, if you're creating art, to me, AI is taking all the ideas that humans have ever input in it and then saying, oh, well, I'll just take what they did and figure out something else from it. And it's not creating anything as much as it is kind of stealing, in my opinion. I think as far as like AI for business things, or like, hey, like meaningless tasks or trivial things that humans need to do, like, hey, if you have an AI thing to water your grass at X amount, whatever time, like, or what, whatever, anything outside of art, I think AI is a great tool. I mean, AI for some reason has been used to create art instead of the meaningless tasks that we do as humans. And I mean, it's wild because, record labels, you could go and create an AI artist right now, and I'm sure that record labels are probably capitalizing on this as we speak. And with all the right keywords and buzzwords and tempos and whatevers that everyone is programmed to like, and then, releasing an AI song. I mean, it's got to the point where you can just give it prompts and it'll create cohesive songs that rhyme and have hooks. It's going to be out there, but real art will stand the test of time. I think like Michael Jackson and the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and bands like that, those are timeless for a reason. No one remembers an AI song about whatever.
Right. No, I mean, and I appreciate it because I know that's one of the biggest things that you're hearing now, because it's I'm gonna say it's easy because I believe a lot of people say they have to put in, you had to give the idea, you had to put in some of the words and all, but to have it, like you said, let me give you a couple of hints and then you're gonna give me a whole song, and that's where a lot of people and that's a good hook. That's a good thing to see. So I appreciate it. So look, Corduroy, we're at the end of the actual show, but we got the after show. So can you hang around a little bit?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Okay, yeah, no problem, no problem. So let's see, we got my guest getting ready to come up on the stage. I'm gonna drop this. This is the first time we tried this, so because this man had no name up to today, so we're going to work on some things. So he didn't have a name, so we had to try to give him a name. So let's see if we can get him something. So I see that he's down there, but let's get him up on the stage. Give me 1 second. All right, for those who didn't know, we got my man Walt up on the stage. Walt Talks is his name. We got him. And Walt, we got Corduroy Brown up on the stage with us for the Iron Sharpening Iron after show. And I'm sure you was listening in the background. Yes. So what you got going on, man? What's up?
First of all, can you hear me?
Let's start yes, I can hear you. Yes, sir.
StreamYard does not like my Mac for some reason because I don't have Chrome, but here we are. Corduroy Brown, that's the coolest name ever, man. That is the coolest name ever.
Thank you.
Man, that is a cool name, man. And I'm sitting here listening to you tell your story. And I saw you last night. And I got a cousin who's a musician, who's a guitar player. And you're talking about making your own path, man. They had a punk rock band in the 80s. And, black punk rock band in the 80s wasn't very popular. But they're still around, never really made it to here, but they still love the music, man. So a lot of respect for you, bro, because like you say, man, if you enjoy it, if you're doing it out of love, man, and the money would be nice if it comes, but you still enjoying yourself. So, and it shows in your music. So shout out to you and your crew and your family, man. I see it's a family affair, just like Big Jack. So it takes a lot of people, man. So
yeah, I'm grateful for all my people that help me out every single day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But that name, how did you come up with that name, man?
I knew I was going to get asked that, and I still don't have I don't have a cool answer. So, I mean, I really don't. Everyone asks that, and I always say, if someone can give me a cool answer, I'll use it forever. But I don't have one yet. So anyone listening and in the chat, give me a cool answer, and you got it. I'll use it forever.
Look, now you can go to AI.
Yeah. No, you got AI now. So your last name is Brown, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to let the facts get in the way of a good story. So you said you were kind of like a nerd in school.
Uh-huh.
So you were going down the hall with the corduroy zip and zip, 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 and somebody called you Corduroy Brown, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the furthest I've ever gotten. So I'll take that.
I was thinking that was it, man.
We got another guest we're going to bring up on the stage real quick. So 1 second there. All right, we got Jay Jackson, the Heavy Hitters Band is out there. What's up, Jay? How you doing? You on mute.
What's up, Big Jack? What's going
on,
Walt?
What's up,
my boy?
What's up, Jay?
Corduroy Brown. What's happening?
We good. We good. How you doing? I know y'all had a little history with each other, so I'm glad you was able to come up on the stage while we had Corduroy on the stage.
Yeah. We've ran into each other a couple times, here and there. Played a couple tunes. Yeah, the first time we played together was at church events. They just got a bunch of people together. Lance got a bunch of people together to come out. And I ended up playing organ, use on keys, Lance on bass and stuff like that. It was fun. And from then on, we grew together, watching him go off and do his thing. It's been amazing watching your journey, man. For real.
Thank you, homie. Appreciate you, dude. Likewise, man. Y'all been getting after it too. I've been seeing y'all cook up some cool stuff, man.
Yeah, that is good. It's good to watch y'all.
Yeah.
It really is good to watch y'all grow. Like I didn't see y'all. Well, I did see Jay in the beginning, but Corduroy to just say that there had to been, and that's regardless of what you do, it had to be a start somewhere. And then once you start, and it's like you say, and to watch people, like I say, watch you grow. I mean, grow and like they glow together, watching y'all, feed off of each other, and not that it's a competition, because you made that comment. It's not a competition, but at the same time, I watch what they're doing, and hey, that works. That's pretty cool. Let me see if I can get that or do that, because that's how and excuse me, not that I'm stealing it from you, but I'm going to use that because it works. So let me show you if I can do that one. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, it looked like you got something on your mind. What's up?
Oh man, I'm just sitting there taking it all in, because 20 years from now I get to say, man, I talked to these guys. I remember when these guys were starting out, man, and had them on the Big Jack show and yada yada yada. And next thing you know, man, they're getting Grammys and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
hey man,
Yeah.
I talking to a guy who my cousin tried to teach me how to play, man, but I couldn't get it right. And so I got a lot of respect for musicians. But in my next life, I'm coming back as a blues harmonica.
Hey.
Blues harmonica, man, that's probably the best I can get. Unless you guys need somebody playing tambourine or cymbals, man. So
you pick up the harmonica pretty quick. I think.
Yeah. I'm used to get the dog howling, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, a couple blues.
I tried that saxophone once in my life. So I was like, hey, but Pharaoh Keys over there, Jay was like, you're missing a note. And I'm like, how can you tell I'm missing a note? You're missing it, man. You're missing. I can tell you're missing the note. My fingers just wouldn't hit them right. I don't know what it was. It's the keys too small. They need sax for bigger hands or whatever. Yeah.
So Corduroy, man, I used to do like just big parties, small concerts, local bands, and that was my side hustle, but that was going to be my big dream, to be this big concert promoter, And hey man, how do you feel about the game? Has it changed since you've been in it? Have you seen the changes? What do you feel about the change? How do you feel about the changes since you've been in the game, even from vinyl to streaming and the business side of it? I know it's not a lot of fun, but the business of music is definitely a necessity. So tell us about that.
Yeah, the business side, it's definitely a necessity. I mean, you have to, at a certain point, you do have to run it as a business.
Right.
That's something I feel really proud about, kind of gaining that financial literacy, especially the last couple of years with running this as a business. But I mean, it's tricky, man, because it's like, it's all about statistics. I think in the early 2000s, it was more about like the buddy club. Like you could get on big tours just because you were homies with somebody. But now everyone has so much access to streaming data and all the different hot spots. Like I can pull up right now the most streamed cities and whatever in the past, 48 hours. And I could, in theory, then just use that to say, hey, we want to play with XYZ. We have this amount of streams, whatever. So it's very data driven, which is great. It's super helpful. But I think smaller venues struggle now. It's after COVID and stuff, and I hate even going down that rabbit hole, but it's like it's hard to get people to come out to things. And I don't think it's just a COVID thing. I think it's truly like it's too easy just to stay at home. I can get my groceries delivered. I can get any food. I don't have to leave. I don't have to go anywhere to get any movies, any entertainment. Everything can be at the house. And I kind of wish that the internet wasn't a thing sometimes. And I wish that we could just all get out of the house and do things. It kind of comes down to money. I think that's what Laura in the chat was saying too. Like there is money involved, and sometimes you can get kind of lucky and get a video that might pop off and take you down a rabbit hole. But it's just tricky, man. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
I understand. Let me say this. You talked about, you took your guitar on the cruise ship. Hey, Jack, that's like a no-brainer. He's going to take the guitar, because that's you get some inspiration, man. Write a song right there on the water. That's the first thing. Secondly, shout out to you, man, and all of your bandmates and all of your peers, because you're still ready whether people come out or not. And eventually, when live music hits, people are still going to appreciate live entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And the downfall of some of these, because I'm not a musician, but studio musicians who don't play and can't perform and don't have the stage presence and don't get their chops on the road, those people will suffer. So, you know, you'll find it, man. You'll figure it out, and people will come out, and when they do, they'll be pleasantly surprised, because I'm going to with Big Jack and come check you guys out for sure, man, because I just think it's so cool, man. I mean, I just think it's so cool. I mean, you know, I'm guessing you started out in the garage or basement like most bands, right?
Oh, yeah.
Your neighbors and your parents saying, turn that music down.
Oh, yeah. My parents had to hear all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, man. But, hey, man, congratulations, man, because it must be wonderful to just live your dream, man. So congratulations to you for that, man. That's pretty big. And I'm sure you inspire a lot of people.
Thank you, man. I truly, you heard me say this earlier, I don't take it for granted. And the fact that people come out to shows at all, it truly, and I mean this, truly blows me away. Whether it's 20 people or there's 200 people, man, it shocks me every single time.
Yeah. Right. Wow.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So Kimberly Howard said, "Don't forget your cousin when you go to the Grammys."
I don't have a Grammy yet, but I do have Appalachian Album of the Year. I'll say that. I'll flex a little bit.
No, here you go. What's up?
Hey, man, if it's a fact, it's not flexing. If it's a fact, facts are fact.
That's so. Which song or which album was it, or is it the newest album? That can't be the newest album. So which one was it?
No, it was the album that came out in 2021. Actually, it's called "Let Me Know" was the album name.
Okay, all right. We have to now that I know, when we do the We Be Jamming Live, we got to see if we can pull something out of that. Maybe something. I don't even know if you was doing videos back then, so I don't know. So we'll see if we can pull it. Maybe you can send me something from your archives to help us put it on the show.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so that's now that really is cool that to get an album of the year, to be recognized by your peers and others who say, hey, you're putting out good stuff and we recognize you. That's amazing. That's what the Grammy is. That's what all of that is all about, you know, being recognized for hard work. You put that hard work in, you should get something in return. So now I know you're saying you prefer, I mean, I know you said the internet, you know, wasn't there and people could come out, but do you believe that because of the internet, you can reach so many more people with that same song? I mean, you're talking millions and millions of people that can actually watch your video, where even if you was at a venue with 200, you know, I had 200 that I could shake their hand, but there's a million people that's going to view this after this is all said and done. Yeah. So that's I think where we're, you know, we lose that the touch, people being there, but at the same time, I can reach so many more people with the internet and the YouTube. Because I know you're on YouTube, I know Facebook, and you said Instagram. Is there anything else?
Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and then YouTube as well. So no Twitter or X or nothing for me. It's Wild West out there.
Right. Yeah. So, but even with all of that being said, it's just the fact that you're on all those social media platforms and able to get your songs across, your message across, because you're not just singing songs, you're delivering a message, and that right there is huge in itself, that you're able to do that with your abilities. I tip my hat to you. I'm a fan. So I'm a fan. So I know I'm sitting here jitting like a fan, but at the same time, I'm a new fan. But I'm so glad that Jay and the heavy hitters turned me on to your group, because of the fact that I believe, like I said, you have a message that you're delivering, and watching y'all perform, and it inspires me to want to pick up an instrument and do something. But that would be a disaster. So I'm not going to mess with it.
Everyone can play, man. Everyone can play. It's, I you know, the guitar will have the same notes it has for you that it has for me. So it's
we gotta find them, Jack. We just gotta find them.
Yeah. You're right. They have the same notes. You're absolutely correct. And but at the same time, the passion and the desire. So for me, it'd be I'm just playing. For you're performing. So, and that's where I see the difference of, you know, when like I say, I played a little bit of football, a little bit of whatever, and I could line up across from somebody and they're playing football, but I'm performing. I'm a,
Mhm.
I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to run you over as soon as I get this ball or whatever. And I have a desire to get in the end zone. And I think that's how you are when you get up there. You're going to perform and you're going to put on a show. And it's way more than just getting up there and stroking the keys. It's like, okay, yeah, I played the guitar today. No, you're performing. You're
Yeah.
actually putting on a whole show and putting it together. So what's a full set for y'all? I'm just asking, is it when you go into an actual venue, it's like, okay, we're going to do 5 songs, 6 songs. How does that come across?
It really depends. I mean, like, there's times where if you're on a festival, especially, like, you have everyone's on time crunch, so it's you need to be off the stage at 50 minutes. You need to be off the stage, and there's times where we played at it was at a theater last night, and it was part of this music showcase of some sort. So it was like a 4 or 5 song set. But there's times where we'll go and do a 90-minute set at maybe like a downtown event. Like there's a town called Martinsburg, West Virginia, that they have this like downtown city thing where it's like a 90-minute set. So it really just depends, honestly.
I used to live in Martinsburg, West Virginia. So, yeah.
Cool.
So you let me know when you're back in the Martinsburg, West Virginia area, because now you're in our neck of the woods, that Eastern Panhandle.
Okay.
Right outside of Washington, D.C. That's right there. We're right there. Yeah, that's you're so close to D.C. It's not even funny when you're in Martinsburg.
Yeah, I'm going to check them out.
Yeah, I'm saying, you already know we coming up strong.
Like a road trip. So tell me this. So what guitar players inspired you? Give me your top 5 guitar players.
This is going to be it's not going to be what everyone thinks.
Cool.
So there was a rock band named Flyleaf, and when I say rock, I mean screamo. So there was a guy, his name was Samir Bhattacharya. He's like Indian, and I tried to mimic him to the T. Like he's this like super skinny guy just jumping across the stage, and just the way he played was so complimentary to the vocalist. So that was probably the guy that I cut my teeth on. His name was Samir from Flyleaf. Like I have to give him credit because he was the guy I had in my bedroom, my amp turned up way too loud and making my parents mad. So I can't not mention John R. Miller. He's from like the West Virginia Panhandle. He can finger pick, and his voicings and I don't even know how to explain. I will never be able to touch what he does, but he just is, oh my Lord, just someone I wish I could just pick his brain more. And you have to mention the legends. I mean, you have to mention like Hendrix, because you can't not, because I mean, everyone has everyone's been inspired by that at some point.
Right.
There's some stuff that we've written that's like in the Hendrix flavor, if you will, with guitar, that I'm like, man, that sounds like I just ripped off Jimi Hendrix, but that's because he's Jimi Hendrix. I mean, what do you do? Like you're going to beg and borrow from that. Let's see, guitar players, man. Let's see, that's 3. Where do I go now?
You ever heard of a group called Bad Brains?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, right. Check out the guitar player from Bad Brains. Dr. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's their punk rock band. Is just back in the day with the Slicky Boys and all that. Came up with Dave Grohl and Vernon Reid and all.
Now that you said the Dave Grohl thing, I actually think I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they had the dread. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. Yes, I know who you're talking about. My bad.
So you got to you got to open up on that now, Walt. You didn't throw out.
So that's my cousin. I was telling you about the band.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the basement, man. And I grew up on go-go. I'm a DC guy, so I grew up on go-go. And they were a jazz band. And on a dare, they started playing punk rock. They went to the 930 Club to check somebody out, and then they started playing punk rock. And next thing you know, they're diving off the stage and surfing and all that kind of stuff. So I show up for my first time to see them at the 930 Club. I got on a suit and a pair of wingtips. I'm probably about 14, 15 years old. And I mean, I go to the 930 Club and I'm watching people with safety pins through the eyelids and through the nose, the weird whole punk rock, and everybody's got on the goth thing, and it was just weird. But when they hit, man, it was just, the energy was incredible. But I just remember, man, how fast he could play, and it was just like he and Vernon Reed were tight from Living Color.
Oh yeah.
And they just never got their break, man. Every time they were about to get it, they never got it. Living Color went on tour with Mick Jagger, one of those tours back in the late 80s, I guess. And the rest is history, man. So Bad Brains is like the baddest band that never made it. But
man,
he's still, man, like I can go out of town, I'll be out of the country, I'll see somebody with a Bad Brains shirt on. I'll be like, what do you know about Bad Brains? You know, in a conversation, man. So hey, man, I just know, man, to play the guitar, man, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, and to play, I'm listening to you play, and I just know it's just a lot of bloody fingers and all kind of stuff getting to where you are, man. So kudos to you, man. Your band, your band, how did you guys hook up? You friends, family?
Yeah, man. So Chris, the bass player, he's my best friend since college, man. And we were goofing off in math class, and that's how we met in college. But we used to play. There's a band called Cage the Elephant, from like Bowling Green, Kentucky, and that was our favorite band. And they were pretty rowdy. They weren't like they're not punk rock, but very like you would catch the lead singer jumping off the stage in your arms if you were in the right place.
Yeah,
so,
in the right place. Yeah.
So we bonded over Cage the Elephant a lot, and I mean, so we're best friends, and he's been my homie forever. So and then I met Jake, their drummer, through a church that we both go to, and I guess I was telling Jack he grew up on heavy metal, so it's an interesting combination of music where all the different things are coming together.
Yeah, right. So how cool is it for you to be able to go in your basement or your closet or wherever you guys record, as opposed to having to go and rent, or do you still go and rent studio time to record, or do you record at home, or how does that work for you guys?
So I'll generally demo most of our stuff here at my house, and even if it's just super crude demos, I make blueprints generally for the songs, and then we rehearse. Like at one of our houses, we'll get together and rehearse them and work them out in person, because I know artists, and that's kind of one of the best parts about technology now is that you could technically just send parts back and forth and make a song that way, but there's still a human element that really brings it to life when you can get together with your friends and work on the stuff. So no, I'll build the demos out and send them kind of rough, really crude, demos at the house. And then we'll get together at one of our places and work on it live. And then even it's best when you can tour the song for a while and then record it. They just take on so many different lives. And even the songs that we've had recorded, I mean, they've changed so much over time because it just happened. So, yeah, man, I mean, then we have friends that are just super talented that record. There's a little kind of joint commune space in Huntington that is a pseudo studio rehearsal space. So that's where we do it.
Corduroy, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there any groups out there that you would be promoting? We know we do the We Be Jamming Live, and we're trying to get more talent. We want to showcase them. It's not about. It's not like we're. I don't get anything out of this. I want to showcase in yours. To me, you're like a superstar. So it's like, we got a superstar on the stage. But is there any groups that's out there that you said they're just getting started or they're just getting into it, and we can, put them up on or highlight them? And who would you recommend in that sense?
Yeah, so one of my friends his name's Shalim, and he's a hip hop artist from Charleston, but he's also like a civil engineer. He's like the smartest dude I've ever met in my entire life, and but he makes incredibly like creative and clever hip hop. And it's not in the realm of hip hop where it's like, oh, I'm gonna shoot somebody. It's clever and thoughtful, and like I've had to go back, and even I've heard these songs for years. I have to go back and be like, what did he say? So Shalim is a great artist, man. He's from Charleston, West Virginia. Who am I thinking of that needs some love, man? There's a really cool songwriter named Sam Eplin. Very like folksy Americana. He's just writing some really, you believe it when he's saying what he's saying in these songs. And then I'd have to shout out Kindred Valley. They're this band that is just, you talk about the salt of the earth people. This band Kindred Valley, man, I think they're going to be the next band to blow up from Huntington. It's like four guys and this girl, and they sing beautiful harmonies in this super folksy, sweet, like they're amazing humans first, but they make incredible music.
Oh wow, wow. Nah, thank you. I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt. I'm looking for more talent to put on the We Be Jamming live, or even to get on the stage for the Iron Sharpening Iron, because again, it's all about helping one another. And sometimes it's not so much that I got my own channel and I can do this, but it's when you introduce people into the newer communities, and maybe they don't know what knew about your community, but they know now. And because of that, you're going to see, you will see more and more people that's going to check you out. And I am 100% straight up with you. If you find yourself in the Eastern Panhandle, so that's Martinsburg, West Virginia, please let me know so we can come out there. I know what you're talking about with the street festival, sitting right there at Queen and King Street, right there by the library. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I probably heard you didn't know who you were, so, driving by, whatever. But yeah, so definitely make sure, because I know we get the heavy hitters up here, and when they come up, I'm wherever they at, I'm in there. I'll put them in there. Matter of fact, we'll make sure that they got a place to sleep, because we understand. I mean, it's a bit, you're driving 5-6 hours to get to a location, and even if they paying you okay, it still doesn't cover the gas, it doesn't cover the room, it doesn't cover the food. So I try to make sure that they at least get something to eat and a place to put their head down and this and that, because one, Pharaoh Keys is my son, but the other one is, he's an entertainer, and I can understand that part of it, that it's a lot of work, and we, for the $5 or $10 we pay to go watch, it's definitely, you would have to pay a whole lot more to get that kind of atmosphere. Because like I said, you're putting on a full show, and I'm fussing at the door because I had to pay $5. Like, $5, like what? Come on, man. And it's like, yeah, come on, for $5, look what you're getting. You're getting a whole. And then the thing is, we're getting that on YouTube for free. So really all they do is just click. You get, so a couple of, so it's your, and I know what, I know your mind is spinning. So I'm good. So is your channel, are you trying to be monetized on your channel, or are you monetized on your channel? I haven't checked it out to see if you was there. Corduroy, that's you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
No,
no, I mean, I haven't monetized YouTube. I think TikTok maybe monetized, but I haven't really dove into that too much. I'm probably missing out on some money somewhere, but I probably need to look at that, honestly.
Are you are you independent, or are you signed to a label, or how does that work?
No, independent, and that's probably something I would give advice I'd give to artists too, is as long as you can stay independent, you might as well. It takes enough, like you guys are saying, money to tour hard anyway, so you don't need to add someone with their hand out. And there are perks to it, but like we were saying with the internet too, I mean, I know people's lives have changed because of a video they put on the internet, and then that stuck, and then now my friend, Nolan Taylor, there's a guy named Nolan Taylor that comes to mind. He had a video go super viral, and he messaged me and was like, yeah, man, you want to try to get a show? And I was like, yeah, man, I'd love to. And within the end of that year, he was signed to Atlantic Records, and he was headlining at Bonnaroo. Like, so you just never know, dude.
No.
So are you familiar with Dax, D-A-X?
Yeah.
Okay, man. So the internet really blew him up. And when he did To Be a Man with Darius Rucker, he remixed it with like 4 artists from out of the country. That song really blew him up, man. So I've kind of, I remember when he was just starting out as an a guy on the internet, and next thing you know, man, he became an internet sensation. And so it can happen, man. I mean, it can happen. And I just from what I've seen from you, just with Big Jack, I admire your hustle, man. So
thank you.
I hope you blow. I hope you go viral and all that good stuff. And and like you said, there's so much you can do that you couldn't do before, and your reach is so wide with the internet. So you may as well use it to your advantage. It's good and bad, but you take the good out of it, man, and keep it moving. So I appreciate that. Yeah, your hustle is I admire your hustle, man. I'm checking you out, and I'm like, wow, this is so. But the name, man, I'm telling you. He first told me Corduroy Brown. I said, who is Corduroy Brown? He said, man. I said, man. He said, man, you got to hear him. I said, so it's a band? He said, yeah, Corduroy Brown. I'm like, man, that's the coolest name. Because when you told me the Heavy Hitters, I was impressed. And then you follow up with Corduroy Brown. I'm like, wow.
I'll tell you.
No,
look,
thank you so much.
And look, I told you, I was telling everybody, I've been, you got to hear this band. This group is awesome. And like I say, your energy on the stage and the, just your how you're performing, like I say, you're putting on a show. And it's each song. And I know, and like you say, when you did the 2 videos we saw, there was nobody out there. The cameraman, there was no audience. There was nobody sitting in the stand, and you still put on a wonderful show as if there was 1,000 sitting out there. And that's what that right there is like. Bam, I used to, we talk about. I used to pastor the church, and it's like, well, if nobody was there, would you still preach? Yes, I will still preach the sermon, even if nobody was out there. But at the same time, because it's bigger than just who's sitting there and watching.
Yes.
Because it's like, I could do this thing in my, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Thank you guys, man. There is a line I'll give you guys real quick from the end. There's an end of it's a band called Paramore that is one of my favorite all-time bands, Paramore. And there's an end where there's like kind of this monologue in the background of someone that she loves, one of her favorite bands. It's this guy talking in the back of the album, and he tells a story, and then he says, whatever comes of this, just know we're grateful. And even if nothing comes from this, if this is the last show I ever do, this past weekend, or if music isn't on the horizon, like, man, I got a chance to live and do something that people dream about. And I got a chance to change people's lives with my music and change my own life. And I got to do something that I feel like I was truly created to do. So whatever comes of this, just, I'm grateful, truly.
How many people don't get to say that, man? I mean, a lot of people never get to experience that. And I'm looking for that after my career, and I'm trying to still figure out what I want to be when I grow up. But Big Jack has found his hit on the YouTube channel, and I tell you, man, that's a beautiful thing, and it shows just listening to you, because during the first hour I was listening to you guys, and man, just your humility, man. I mean, it's just. You say you're 30 something?
34, yeah.
So I mean, I'm listening to that, and you and the Heavy Hitters and Jack last night, man, you had what, 8, 9?
9 on the stage.
8 of them, maybe 7 of them I had never even heard of before, maybe. Right?
Yeah.
But, so that was exciting, and the energy, man, is just so cool. So people talking about, oh, this generation this and this generation that. Man, so you are really, you're representing your generation well, man. So I'm proud of you for that. And
thank you so much.
And your music is timeless. It's like you guys sound older, but I mean, I know you're not, but it sounds like you guys have been seasoned musicians who've been around for a while. So
right, yeah, and that's what I get out of it.
Huge compliment, and thank you so much.
So if we can, we're gonna say, Kawana Brown, you did a good job. Can we say that?
Yeah, Mama Corduroy.
Mama Corduroy did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Papa Corduroy.
Don't forget Papa Corduroy.
I'm not.
Mom.
Yeah, so Mama and Papa Corduroy, they did a good job, even if you can't sing, because that's what they said. They said they can't sing, but they did a good job. So, and Corduroy, this has been a true pleasure, man, having you on the show, and I truly thank you. And like I said, if you know anybody and you want to push them, send them my way. You got my email. We're in communication. You are now a MVP. Well, not MVP, but you're a Hall of Famer. So anytime you want to come on the stage and if you can, bless us with your presence and come up, not to perform, but at the same time to just commentate or just tell us about whatever's going on. The stage is yours. Just let me know, do you want to come up, and I will definitely make sure we get you up there and help you promote whatever you got going on. So for sure, I want to see you blow up. I want to be able to say, hey, I remember not that you wasn't there, because you're there. I mean, I'm telling you, you're there. We're just waiting for the break, you know, and whenever it gets, and keep doing what you're doing, and it's gonna snap somewhere. People are listening and they're hearing it. And I can only say I had Corduroy Brown on the Iron Sharpening Iron show on April 20, what we had, 27 of 2005, 25. and man, look at him now. So So super excited.
I'd be honored, fellas. I truly would be.
Yeah. Oh, we did. So look, if I ask you to throw me a couple of tickets now.
I get you. I got you.
I understand.
Yeah, man.
But nah, go ahead, Walt.
No, I'm just like, you said it. I mean, just like, wow. I mean, hey, Jack, remember I said, man, you just never know how this thing is going to, you know, and that's the beauty of this show. And then I know Corduroy is saying the same thing, man. You never know how it plays. And I'm telling you, man, you're making memories right now, man. We are making memories. And I'm glad to say I'm a small part of that. I really, really, really appreciate it. And it just feels like, man, just like, wow. Like looking at you guys last night, just like, wow, look at this. You know, this is really about to go. So I'm excited. Corduroy, salute to you, my brother. Yes, sir.
Yes, and what you couldn't do, because Corduroy, you was performing live in Charleston, West Virginia, right?
Yeah, last night.
But you was performing on We Be Jamming live at the same time. You couldn't do that without the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
You couldn't do that without the internet, right? So that's what's up, and that's where we are, and how technology has allowed us to do that. So here you performing in one location live, and you're performing in another location via the internet, and thousands of people are watching, and that's what's up. So again, I'm a fan. Your mama says she's very proud of you too. So that's what's up, and that's really a lot right there. When your parents see, and that's the whole thing. My mom is in that chat. Your mom is in that chat. So what you hear and what you're getting is real, because they're gonna call you. I can tell you, my family will. They'll call you. If I sit there and try to BS you, they'd be like, what are you talking about? And I can almost feel that your family would do the same thing. So, because I've seen somewhere in the chat said they don't remember you wearing corduroys when you was in school. So we can't use that story. How you got corduroys.
I figured that was it, man. I thought that was the story.
Yeah, we can't go with that when they said they can't remember him wearing corduroys in school. It was truly a blessing having you here with me on the Iron Sharpening Iron show, and thank you for hanging with us a little bit on the after show. And like I say, anything you want to drop, and if you want to, you got a new song coming out, whatever, and you want to run it through it, you have a platform. I know you got your own channel, but we definitely would be honored if you would put that out there for us and let us use it and see it and put it out to our communities here. And for everyone that's in the chat, we thank you all for being here with us. Definitely Corduroy, Mama Corduroy and Papa Corduroy, and Andy Mann's TV3. I see you out there. Nick Carr, I see you out there. And B, thank you again, being better than Nightbot. B was all on it, dropping those chats. She's all on it. Yes. So we thank B. I know I say Mecca Mees, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, Mika.
Mika. Okay, so make sure we get it right. Again, the Corduroy Band, and I know they're going to check this out, and if they do, Kimberly Howard, thank you for coming through and saying, and at the source, thank you for coming in and hanging with us for a little while. And just want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Sharon Jackson, Niecy Jackson, of course, Walt, thank you for coming up on the stage with us. The Heavy Hitters Band, thank you for coming in. And I want Lance Shelton, make sure we get that. All right, so Lance, thank you for being in. Laura Ross, we said Kimberly Howard, Tina Harris, and we're just trying to go up. And if I miss anybody, it's not on purpose, and it's not saying he don't like me. Desi, how you doing? And thank you for being here. It's not about like or love. It's just all of y'all, So Joe Macalana, I'm saying it. I might say his name wrong, but Joe, you know who you are. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen real quick, so maybe you can tell me who it is. Make sure I get the name right.
McClanahan.
McClanahan. Okay, yeah. So now that I'm seeing it, I makes sense. All right. So with all of that and everybody, we thank you for being here on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. We thank you for hanging with us for the after show. And before I go out, I want to tell you I got a gift. And it's AI, so Corduroy, you got to chill out. I don't know if it's AI or not. I just know someone sent me a gift. Matter of fact, it's not someone. Last night it was and B. She dropped this on us, and it was for the Iron Sharpening Iron show.
Okay.
And I want to show her creativity, however she got it created. And I want to thank her because it's very special when someone sends you a gift because they like what you're doing, they supporting what you're doing, and they just want everybody else to support it as well. So I'm going to show this, and that's how we're going to end the show. So Walt, thank you again. Walt Talks.
Sure.
Everybody see his new name? If you're out there, you didn't know, Walt Talks is the man.
It's not as cool as Corduroy Brown, though, but
Hey,
man,
that's a cool name.
WT feels pretty good, though.
WT, look, check it out. Like I said, he's like E.F. Hutton. When Walt talks, people listen. I'll tell you, man, that's how he is. So let me drop this video.
Yeah.
Walt, I'm going to drop this video, and we're going to close out the show. Corduroy Brown, thanks again, Brian.
Thank you guys
we'll be
so
talking
much.
to you later, for sure. Yeah.
Bye. Big Jack's spinning wisdom tonight. Iron sharpens iron in the glow of the light. Life lessons dropping like rain on the scene, reminding everybody what it truly means. Grow and glow, together we rise, finding strength in each other's eyes. Lean on me and I'll lean on you. We'll build a world that's bold and true. Wall steps up, calm and steady as stone, a legend story in a voice of his own. Talks about battles, the scars he wears. It shows how the fight only makes you care. Grow and glow, together we rise, finding strength in each other's eyes. Lean on me and I'll lean on you. We'll build a world that's bold and true. We're bricks and blocks that craft the dream. Alone we're small, but together we beam. So here's to the grind, here's to the climb. Every soul matters, it's our time. Yeah. Big Jackson Walt, they light up the air. Their words cut deep but show that they care. The stage is hot with truth flowing free, a bond of life for you and me. Grow and glow, together we rise, finding strength in each other's eyes.